Today we have the first official support-only game mode by Ninja Kiwi in BTD6. This is actually possible, it seems like, and I don't think we've seen anything like this before, so look at this thing. Only farm, and they even only let us have Benji, by the way, but look at this thing. Farm, Spike, Village, Engie, and then this super busted Megalodon, which we're gonna bust out on the tier 2. And then just to top it off, the boss health is at 200%, and the boss speed is at 50. So let's see how we can make this thing happen. Now for today, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to actually change up my early game farming as opposed to what we've been normally seeing on the channel. So I wanted to do an IMF into a Minneapolis. I don't think I've ever done that, and actually because I don't have that much experience with it, I hope that I can pull this thing off. But what I know about that strategy in particular is that it makes just so much money if you pull it off correctly. So the way to start this strategy off is by buying two 200 farms, and then one of them is going to become a bank as soon as possible, and then helped by Ben's level 5, actually the bank is going to fill up a lot faster. We are, by the way, going to need so much money to deal with this guy, so it's going to be very important to get the Engie Paragon, and we want to get it before the tier 4 actually, or I should say for the tier 4, so that it has enough time to overclock itself for the tier 5. But let me actually do something like this. So we are going to need to sell this farm up top. This thing sells for 2.6k and the bank is 3.6. So when we are at about, I want to say 1.1k, just to be safe, we're going to sell this top farm, we're going to buy the bank. So that should be happening, I think, during this round. Yeah, so let's just collect these guys. You want to be a little bit faster so you don't miss out on cash. I don't want to over optimize because that's not what we usually do, but you know, I want to make this IMF loan strategy, I want to do it correctly. So let's try and see if we can make this thing happen. All right, so how's everything looking? Do we buy one more farm or do we upgrade the Engie? I don't know, like 31 lives and 5 mana shield. Maybe can we get away with just like using the level 3 ability versus this one? I am not exactly sure. I'm going to try it anyways though. Let's try and greed out as much as possible. Let's try and use the level 3 ability, see if this is going to be enough. I feel like just with the pin it should be decent enough. Yeah, it is actually, but we're going to leak 2 pings. That's not good. Right around 23, it looks like we're going to be able to collect from the bank, and then we can use the IMF loan. I guess the idea is that you are supposed to sell. So let's sell this one actually, and let's deposit all the cash that we can possibly into this one. So let me just check how much money we're at. I think like this is going to be like 2 more rounds, I feel like, and we're also going to need to spend some money for defense. So let's go like this. Let me try and get a foam. Are we going to make enough money to buy a cleansing foam for the lead balloons? I hope so. We're also going to get like an additional damage source, which is really nice. I'm even going to use the level 3 ability onto this one, and let's just see how much we're going to make on this round. It's going to be important. Okay, so let's out. Let me check the bank. Oh, we can actually collect from it. We should probably turn auto start off because this is going to be important. So let me get the cleansing foam first. Let's get rid of these lead balloons, and then we can just stop for a second and evaluate what we're supposed to do. All right, so first things first, we need to buy a couple of villages. Actually, let me sell this farm as well. I haven't done this strategy a lot, guys. So yeah, you can probably optimize this thing like crazy, but I think it's going to be fine. Let's just start. Let's use the IMF ability, and then let's do it like this. Let's sacrifice this thing, and I think what are we doing now? Are we getting, yeah, this thing is inside of the, it's inside, oh look at this thing, this is barely inside of the range of the, yeah, let me just buy the bigger radius just in case. Let's go like this, buy up the balloon trap, set the balloon trap like this, and this is absolutely amazing with one exception. We need to buy the cleansing foam for the lead balloons, and if we were able to afford the balloon trap 1 round earlier, then we wouldn't have needed to buy this thing. But you know what, it is what it is. We're just gonna keep it, and now let me sell both of these villages, and let me just start stacking up some marketplaces, which you guys know where we're going with this. All right, this is absolutely insane. Are you guys watching this? We have like 5 marketplaces. I just bought a central market, a Minneapolis with a IMF loan inside, and just like a balloon trap. All right, we should probably keep doing this a little bit more in the future, but let's actually prepare for defending the tier 1. So usually versus Lich, you guys might have noticed that the spike factories are banned. The reason why they're banned is because they're just so OP versus him, but in a support only game mode they are not. So let me try and see how we can pull this thing off. Can we make $42,000, or do we just buy like 1 or 2 more small spike storms? All right, so I think we're just straight up going for a carpet of spikes. So we could buy a couple of small ones, but I guess the price is going to be about the same. So let's say we buy like 4 small ones. That's about the same amount as 1 big carpet of spikes. So we might as well do that. Oh, wait a minute. We procced the skull, and this is exactly on time for the Lich. There we go. All right, this carpet of spikes is actually going to demolish the boss. Do we buy the jungle drums? Yeah, sure. Why not? Just give it a little bit of extra attack speed. Yep, look at how fast his HP is going. This is exactly why spikes are always banned versus Lich, because this is like essentially a cheat code versus this boss. Oh my god, this is not even funny. It's been like 3 rounds and we're soloing the boss. It's so much damage, and we can actually get away with doing a couple of things. So first off, let me just buy another central market. That was a tier 1, by the way. We didn't even see it. Let's turn off auto start for a second, and let's kind of evaluate what we're doing. So first off, we're gonna sell this thing for sure, and let me buy a couple of these central markets, and then we're also gonna need to defend Moab class balloons actually, because this is a Lich boss event and the rounds are a little bit different. So I wanted to buy something like this, a 420 engine, actually the Sentry Expert. So yeah, I mean, look at what's happening on screen. This is absolutely insane, guys. This is round 47, and we are gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna have 6 central markets and a kind of a bigger Minneapolis than usual. I mean, this is crazy. All right, so I think it's gonna be round 49, in which we get a banana central. Actually, let's go like this, sell all of these guys, and I want to try and have the banana central here towards the right side. This guy is gonna be getting overclocked, and we are playing against Lich, so he's gonna be stealing the buff if we don't want to see that happening. And bam, there it is. 5-0 banana central, round 49. This is absolutely crazy, guys. Let me also buy this cleansing foam that we bought previously as the overclock, so hook him up to the banana central, and you guys know what's gonna be happening. So I'm gonna be placing a bunch of 4-0 farms, so let's see how much money we're gonna end up with before we reach the tier 2. And this is about it, guys. Look at this thing. Round 59, Wall Street, an overclock banana central, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 4-0 BRF. So you can probably do a lot better than this, but you know what? I'm super happy with this. All right, so let's actually start preparing for the tier 2. So I want to defend this guy with the Megalodon, but the thing is, he's gonna take a little while until he reaches this little water spot. So you guys know what that means, right? We are gonna farm a little bit more. We actually have a couple of rounds to farm up, so let me just place a couple of these 4-0 farms in this like nice straight line down here at the bottom. All right, guys, I'm done. Let me just start thinking about the Megalodon. So let me just buy up these beast handlers. We need one more, then we need to merge them up, and then I'm thinking if just like the base Megalodon is gonna be fine, or do we merge it up with a little bit more beast handlers? So this is only 45,000, by the way, and it's not that much more expensive than the tier 1 defense that we used to have with the spike factory, the carpet spikes. But this guy is gonna do an insane amount of damage. So let me just move it here towards the, I guess, the upper left as much as possible, so we start doing the damage to Lich as early as possible. And something that I'm gonna be paying attention to is just the amount of damage that this guy does. So in case we need to, oh, we absolutely don't need to merge this guy up. He's at 84 out of 132. We do not need to merge this guy up. He is insane. Yup, this guy is absolutely busted. Look at him go. $45,000 tower. Although you do need the tier 4s in order to make it happen. But guys, this is insane. Look at this thing. This is, by the way, a double HP Lich. This is not a normal one. He's at 200% HP but 50% speed. We are, by the way, healing a little bit with the overclock, but I don't think I'm gonna care about the healing. I'm just gonna let it go. Yeah, we should probably, yeah, he's gonna heal right now, but I don't think if this Megalodon cares. And look at this thing. He actually does so much damage that he doesn't even let the Lich soul tick and take away lives, which is just the crazier part, I think, because when you increase the boss modifier, I think the Lich soul also becomes a lot more powerful. And that's one of the concerns that I actually have for the ultra late game, and that is just to make sure that we have a lot of lives, so that in case we're not popping the Lich soul immediately, we have a, you know, a little bit of a baseline with our lives to fall upon. Yeah, this Megalodon is a little bit busted, isn't it, guys? Alright, so I'm just thinking, what do we want to do for the tier 3? I'm probably gonna keep the Megalodon just so, you know, we have a little bit of extra damage. But for this next tier, we could probably even do something like an NG Paragon, I'm sure, because the money is just doing so well. So yeah, let's actually save up for like a low degree NG Paragon for a tier 3. Alright, so in comes the tier 3, and we have just enough money for the Master Builder. So let me just buy it. I think we're gonna keep it as a low degree, or at least whatever money we've made, maybe it's gonna contribute a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be like a degree 5. And this guy should be able, well, he's not exactly doing too hot right now, but when we start placing up the sentries, we should be getting the damage going a little bit. So let me just lock this one in place. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the Lich Soul is getting popped immediately, which is the thing that matters the most, I think. So let's place the last sentry and just get the damage going. Oh, look at this thing. The shark actually jumped it. It can actually see the boss from back there. I didn't even know that that was possible. But I would probably bought it a little bit earlier on the tier 2 as well. But yeah, let's just keep placing these sentries, and this damage is insane. This is like a degree 5 NG. Look at this shark go, by the way. He is just jumping from the other side. That's insane. Let me just find this laser sentry. Let's just have it like this, switch the targeting. You know what? We should probably even sell. Well, not sell it, but versus Lich, you actually want to just place the new one so the old one explodes. Because if you sell it, it's actually going to heal. But if you naturally explode it by placing a new one, it doesn't heal. So that's kind of a little bit of a trick. Let's lock it in place like this. And just like that, I mean, this is like 2 rounds only. I guess it's 3 rounds only, and this guy is done. Now, let's take out this last skull if possible with an explosion. No, the damage is too high, but there we go. 3 rounds only. It only took 3 rounds for us to defeat tier 3 Lich. That is fitting. So it's gonna be 4 rounds for tier 4. I know, but we need to be ready with like a super high degree on the NG Paragon, which we're gonna keep until the rest of the game. So let's sell this guy first, and then let me just keep placing all of these ones. So let's start with the Sentry Champion. We're probably gonna need the big trap as well, so let's just have it like this. And then if you guys are noticing, we're actually missing camo detection, which is kind of wild. So the only camo that we have is gonna be this guy, the Ultra Boost, which let's give it a little bit of extra pierce. Yeah, so let's have the Ultra Boost onto the Banana Central, and then what else? I think we just need to place like a bunch of small NGs so we can get the sacrifices going onto the NG Paragon, and that's probably gonna be about it. I mean, the rest of the cash is gonna be filled in with the slider, right? And here it is, guys. Round 99, tier 4 is about to appear. We're gonna upgrade this guy. I rebought the Ultra Boost here towards the middle of the track, and this is gonna be pretty much as high as you can go with the NG Paragon. So let's go like this. Oh, wait a minute, we're not exactly reaching the limit with the cash slider, I don't think, because we're gonna be spending the exact amount of money that we have, which means there is a long ways to go actually with this cash slider. So let me sell some of the farms because we're actually not gonna need all of them. At this point, we're about maxed out, so we were actually super close. So it's 2.7 million. So let's do it. Let's see what degree we get. I think I saw 64. Ooh, I'm not exactly sure if I'm happy with the 64 though. I mean, 64 is gonna be more than enough for this one, but how about the tier 5 with double HP? Oh, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, he's gonna overclock himself like 20 times, so it should be fine, right? Let's not dwell on it too much. I don't think. I think it's gonna be fine, guys. Yeah, let me just keep placing all these sentries. Look at what it does to the tier 4, by the way. It's like not even close. That's just how good it is. And the Megalon, look at the shark still jumping from right to left. I don't think the shark is doing too much at this point. Let me just click it, just watch the damage count. Yeah, it's not exactly doing too much, but come on, it was super fun on the tier 2 and the tier 3 with this guy. Actually, you know what? For the tier 5, we're probably gonna need to be using the explosions and just selling these sentries in order to get some damage going on to the boss, because I feel like it's still gonna be able to do a lot of damage to its all attacks, but we're probably gonna need to optimize a little bit better. So let me just sell this sentry, the red one, just bring it a little bit closer. And then we're gonna have one more sale, and hopefully this is gonna do damage. Let's just wait for the skull to proc actually. Now that he's vulnerable again, let me just place it like this. And did the explosion actually do anything, or was it outside the range? I think it might have been outside the range. Yeah, it's not sure if that was scope or the explosion was a little bit too weak, but there goes a tier 4, and this is only one left, guys. It's only a tier 5. And for this next one, let's actually make sure that we have all of the possible and all of the best damage towers. So let me just actually bring the ultra boosts back again to the Banana Central. All right, so let's start with something like this. Let's buy the super mines. We're not gonna be overclocking the super mines, even though overclock super mines actually ultra boost the super mines go really hard, but we cannot do that. Oh, you know what we could do actually? We could do this, the meme tower, guys. I'm actually gonna buy it. This is not gonna do literally anything versus Elite Lich, but I'm just gonna buy it. The primary expertise. And then what else? I mean, we're not gonna be buying any tier 5 NGs because they're gonna make the Paragon a little bit weaker. So what else are we doing? I mean, the Beast Handler's bottom path is bad because there's like this bug with the Giant Condor. So I guess it's just gonna be a couple of Megalodons. Just make sure this guy is merged up to the max. So that's gonna be how much? That's 100. So we need 2 more of these guys. Yeah, you know what? I don't think that money is gonna be an issue at this point. So I'm gonna sell all of our farms. Let's just get rid of all of these guys. I don't think that we can even buy anything if we wanted to. Now, let me just sell the banana farmers as well. So we need 2 more orcas. So go like this, and this is gonna be a max power Megalodon. Again, probably not gonna do too much versus the tier 5, but let's just have it anyways. Then the one last tower is probably gonna be something like this, the carpet of spikes. And I think this is about, I mean, you know what? We could actually do a permanent spike at the back, but I don't think that's gonna be necessary. So yeah, this is about it, guys. 48 million HP. That's a lot of HP. All right, so this is gonna be mainly on the NG Paragon. So he's starting with about 16 million pops, and let's make sure we actually have our sentries in a decent spot and make sure we keep selling them, or I should say replacing them, because we want to get the explosion damage going. So let's start with this purple one. Actually, it's gonna be the red one next, but oh wait a minute, the damage is actually not doing too bad. Let me trigger an explosion, see how it's gonna do. Yeah, the explosions don't seem to be doing that much, I don't think, or maybe we're just not able to see it. Let's just do the explosion on the blue one now. Let's see how much damage it does. Yeah, it's not too much. It's honestly not too much damage. I think we're still doing really well though. If we just let the NG Paragon and all these towers attack, I think we're still gonna be fine. I'm pretty sure. Let's just use the Carpet of Spikes ability, I guess. Oh yes, look at this NG Paragon's damage numbers. I mean, we started with like 16, and this guy's already up to 35 million damage. He is insane. Yep, we just needed to trust in this guy and just let him overclock himself, and it's gonna be fine. I think the super mines are doing kind of decent. Yeah, look at this thing, 1.5 million HP. Not too much, honestly, but I guess it helps a little bit. And the Megalodon has been pre-placed, but this guy doesn't actually have that much damage. He's not doing too much damage himself, but you know what? It's a team effort, this one, and our boys are doing it, I'm pretty sure. So 125, we're about halfway there. But in case we do run into a problem, it's probably gonna be just like this Lich walking outside of the range of the NG Paragon, which I don't know, is that like a possibility? Should we be concerned about that? I don't think so. Although, look at this thing, the Lich Soul, by the way, something that I think I mentioned before, but when you increase the HP on the boss, the soul becomes stronger. So look at this thing, we're at 885 lives. So with all this damage that we have on screen, the Lich Soul was actually ticking a little bit. It actually got a couple of ticks off, which is kind of surprising. All right, so about 1.5 HP bar left. I think I'm gonna start moving all these sentries towards the right side just to get the damage going, and I think that this is gonna be right on time, guys. Let me just check the Carpet Spikes, by the way. It's 300k pots. This thing's not doing anything. You know, it's a team effort, guys. It's a team effort. Don't worry about it. We're not judging. The Carpet Spikes defeated the tier 1, and it's basically what enabled us to get to this point. So yeah, we're not judging anyone. All right, so final HP bar, and yes, we absolutely have this thing. And let's just check this guy's boss. 64 million. Yes, he is absolutely destroying this thing by himself, I'm pretty sure. And the boss is about to go outside of the range of the NG Paragon, but no, we actually get it. And so I think if you guys have not beaten this thing, I think just the goal is to get as high of a degree as possible on the NG Paragon. The farming was really fun, and I'm just super surprised at how much money we made. And you know, some of these other smaller side towers, they also did some damage as well. Like, for example, 4 million on the super mines, and the primary expertise 300k. That's fine. Megalodon sitting at 4 million pops, and that is about it. That's gonna be the tier 5 elite lich, which we were supposed to defeat on a very interesting game mode, support only, which I don't think we've ever seen before. But yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.